Viewers here. This is Honest Jim again with a video of uh, January 13, 2025. And today I'm going to cover a variety of items, just kind of a hodgepodge of things to discuss about those that want to come to Thailand and those that are living in Thailand and some of the certain conditions that are going on here now. So I've been kind of watching the news in America, and my heart goes out to the people in Los Angeles. I used to live in Covina, which is about 40 miles east of Los Angeles when I went to high school. And I spent a lot of time in Los Angeles. I went to Laker games when Jerry West and Elgin Baylor were playing, and I had some friends there, and the fires are just devastating. But moving along for this moment, I did a video about, I don't know, about a month ago, about after the election, about the, kind of a tongue-in-cheek about the Democrats wanting to leave because they lost the election, so they might all want to come to Thailand, and I included some Republicans on that too. I got a nice response on that video. It's in my archives if you want to look at it. And while I'm referring to my past videos, the one that's gotten the most views has been She Done Him Wrong. And it's about a 16-minute video about my experiences when I first came to Thailand in 1973. And also some of the things that happened to my friends when they got involved with bar girls and fell in love and sent money for years and came to see them, and so on and so forth. I'm sure you've heard the stories. They're all the same, but they're all true. So anyway, Los Angeles people, some of you have internet jobs and have other kinds of work that allows you to move around and work wherever you want. So come to Thailand. You know, Los Angeles it has a desert weather. You have to understand that. It's hot and it's dry, and there's not a lot of rain there. And there's so many people there now that the Los Angeles River, some years ago, is now a cement culvert, and it runs off into the ocean. And it's not a river anymore. And you know, a river is supposed to be, you know, a river. The water comes down and you can use it, swim in it, you know, fish in it, and do those things. That's my idea of a river, not a cement culvert, where it gets it to the ocean as fast as it can whenever there's any rain. So they haven't managed, you know, their water like they could, but I'm not going to blame anybody for anything there because the fires are so devastating with the 80-mile-an-hour winds, and nobody could, no amount of water and no amount of management could fix that. And it's just a disaster. And I used to drive down Pacific Coast Highway and look at the Malibu homes. All the movie stars and celebrities and basketball players had houses down there, and it's gone. You know, each house is millions of dollars. It's just nothing but a pile of ashes for miles. It's unbelievable. But I can say, come to Thailand, and why not? Everybody can't do it, but some people can. Especially if you're internet. If you're on the internet, you can go anywhere in the world. And you can go to Norway, or you can go to, if you have a lot of money, you go to Singapore. That's a pretty good place. Malaysia is very popular. Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, and Vietnam, you can go there, but I think Thailand's better than those. So if you want to get out, you know, don't forget, there's going to be more fires. I was watching on the internet today. I forget the guy's name, but he left Altadena 2 years ago. He's a climatologist, or you know, he knows about the weather, and he thinks there's climate change, and he foresaw and predicted on Democracy Now! TV station that there was going to be a hellacious fire in Los Angeles, and it's happened. And he said it's going to get worse. They had him on today. He said it's going to get worse. This isn't the end. This is the beginning. You know, everything is bone dry, and it's just going to be terrible. And don't forget about the earthquakes. You know, we had an earthquake in LA not too many years ago. It flattened a couple of freeway overpasses. And the earthquakes are going to happen. They're not going to stop. So I don't think LA is a place for you to establish your marriage and your family and your life. But I know the jobs are there, but you have to evaluate that and make a decision yourself. Anyway, if you want to come to Thailand, um, I have a prediction. I think the Chinese, China, if you've been looking at all at what's going on in China, uh, the economy is collapsing there, and everybody's pulled out, all the big corporations, and the CCP, which is the controlling interest of China, has become so security conscious and have invaded the corporations' offices and want to go through their computers and so on and so forth. A lot of Toyota and Honda, um, so many corporations have pulled out of there, including McDonald's, etc., have pulled out of there over the last few years because Putin started the war. So a lot of these people, the Russians have poured into Thailand. There's I don't know how many there are, but they've taken over Phuket, which is a premier area. It's an island. It's beautiful, and there's I don't know tens of thousands of Russians there now, hiding out. Um, you've got that in Phuket, and you've got the Chinese coming in here. There's a lot of Chinese in here. They like Chiang Mai up north. They come in, they open up Chinese restaurants and stuff, and they want to get out of China uh, because of the I don't know, the oppression, I guess, there. So Thailand's not very far away from Russia and China, and there's lots of people in those two countries. And I think Americans are coming in more. I just saw where the amount of expats, the definition of an expat, I looked it up today. The definition of an expat is someone who lives outside their own country, and that would be me and a lot of other people. And it said that there are 3 to 4 million expats from surrounding countries, Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, um, Cambodia, I don't know, maybe Malaysia, I don't know where else. But they said there's 3 to 4 million already here. And there's about 85,000 foreign expats like myself, American, British, Australian, Norwegian, Swedish, the West, about 85,000. And that has doubled. It said that's doubled in the last 6 years. So here's what I'm going to say. Looking at this, it's a no-brainer. There's eventually going to be, maybe 2, 3 years from now, there's going to be too many people coming into Thailand and getting in here. Right now, it's open. It's friendly. Visa friendly. You can get a 1-year visa. I've got a video in my archives, a whole video about how to get a 1-year visa, a whole video about how to do your 90-day reporting. I've got all those videos in there waiting for you to review them. So I'm going to predict that the Thai government is going to start looking to make it tougher to get into this country. Right now, it's pretty much wide open. That's not going to last. Also, casinos. I want to talk about casinos in Thailand. There's a couple of casinos run by the Chinese in Cambodia, and it's created a real problem for the Cambodian people there. You can Google it, you can look at it. It's just, the job. China's kind of coming and taking over Cambodia and Laos. They've got casinos in Laos. So there's talk today, actually today, this is what sparked me to talk to you about it today. The government is taking another step forward, apparently yesterday, and announcing it today that, they're really serious now about doing a casino, or casinos. They're talking about in Phuket, where all the Russians are, or in Pattaya, where all the Brits and Americans are, and other nationalities. I don't want to leave them out, but I'm not sure who they are, but it's a hodgepodge in Pattaya, but a lot of them. And the one that's always been talked about, Hua Hin. Hua Hin has the room, it has the beach, long beach, and some years ago, major hotels like the Hilton, built their hotels there with the idea there was going to be a casino soon, but that's been dragged out. There's lots of apartments, there's lots of condominiums. The rates are really low. You get a place for a couple $100 a month. There's lots of restaurants. There's lots of tourists that come in there, especially from the cold countries, Norway, Sweden, Finland, parts of Germany, Denmark. I'll include the Netherlands, and in the winter, all those places get snow. So they come to Thailand. A lot of them go to Hua Hin because it's inexpensive and there's lots of them there. But they're talking about putting a casino in now. Now, if they put a casino in anywhere in Thailand, you can just do your math and decide what's going to happen in those locations. It's the same thing that happens wherever there's a casino. You're going to get, I won't say business groups, but you're going to get ne'er-do-wells coming around, and it's going to bring in, criminals and problems. And then, of course, the Thai people, God bless them, they love to gamble. And if they get their hands on a casino, this is why the government I think, has not been quick to put a casino in Thailand, because the Thai people love to gamble. They've got the national lottery, and they go down and buy their ticket every month. They all look at their tickets. It's like a social event, looking at their tickets and see who won, who lost, and how much they paid. So. Also, we're getting back to the people that are going to, I think, I won't say flood into Thailand, but it'll be like I won't call it a creek. What's between a creek and a river? That's the kind of people and crowds, and they're all going to come in here. There's been 8 years of chaos in America, and there's going to be 4 more years of real chaos in America. I don't have to get into politics. I promised in my very first video when I announced my goals and what I wanted to do with this, mainly to have fun. But America is going to be a real quagmire in the next 4 years, in my opinion. And I think if people aren't getting out now, they will get out. And I think Thailand's gonna be poised to. There's gonna be a backlash on it. So you better get in now rather than later if you're thinking about it. I've got a couple of videos on moving to Thailand that you can go back and look at. There's lots of stuff on the internet from other podcasts all about Thailand. Okay. The interesting thing is, I was looking today, and there was why I don't want to live in Thailand. All the things, 15 things that are wrong with Thailand. And then I go down a little bit down and say, hey, I love Thailand. Here's why I want to live in Thailand forever. So these guys, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're just clickbait, to get some people to look so they can do well on their YouTube or not. But if you want to leave, if you come to Thailand, and you follow some of these guys that have got like 15 things to do before you get here, and look at them, those are real. Make a list, get yourself together. You don't have to bring all your stuff, but come. The worst thing that can happen, when I came here, I said to myself, the worst thing that can happen to me is I can go back home to America. Wow, what an alternative, huh? And the longer I stayed here and left and came back and came back, the more comfortable I got with it. And I've ended up in Buriram, up in Isan, up in eastern Thailand, where the skies are blue and the traffic is light, the people are friendly, and you look at my Is There Meat in Buriram? That's my latest video. If you look at that, you can see all the food you can order, all the lobster you can get, and how to get it. Okay, so you can have all the things you want as far as Epicurean delight here in Buriram, because they deliver it to you in a frozen cooler. And most of your fish and lobster is frozen anyway in most places where you buy it, so there's no change. So that's what I have to say about that. There's a lot of talk about taxes in Thailand. Hey, I'm talking. A lot of talk. I've got a friend that just came in here, a Thai friend. There's a lot of talk about taxes. They're going to tax your Social Security. They're going to tax your pension. this, and they're going to tax this, they're going to tax that. That's all blah blah. We've got the Americans have an agreement with Thailand and the American government, and if we've already paid taxes on it, as you have on your Social Security, Thailand isn't going to tax it. Nobody's going to tax anything 2 times. So I just want you to understand, if you've been researching and looking and wondering and worrying about some new tax on foreigners in Thailand, it isn't going to happen. Okay, just put it to rest. All right. Air pollution. I'm looking at the sky right now. It's beautiful and clear and clean here. I happen to mention this because I was watching the news, the Bangkok news this morning, and it said, oh, they always give the air pollution report in Bangkok, and you know, Chiang Mai burns the rice 3 or 4 months a year, and it's really bad up there. And in Bangkok, it's really never really good. So they mentioned that in Isan, it was a bit of a problem. So I went outside and I looked up the sky, and I sent an email back to this news station. It's crystal clear blue here and beautiful. What do you mean there's a problem? Why are you telling everybody in the world there's a problem with the air pollution up here in Isan? It's normally really, really good. We've got lakes and rivers and swimming and fishing and golf, you know, all the wonderful things. And if you follow some of my previous archive videos, you can fill yourself in. So it's time for you to decide what you want to do. One of the things that has happened in China is about 5 years ago, I was still living in Kona, Hawaii, and getting ready to come to Thailand. And I was looking at teaching English online. I'd been approached by a company in China. I'm a retired attorney. And would I like to, you know, I get $20 an hour for working on the internet with Chinese students and just teaching them English. It sounded pretty good. And they were going to call me back, and we were going to, you know, work it out. And all of a sudden, the Premier Xi, that's X-I, Xi, X is pronounced as an S for some reason, passed a law that all these English, there was too much of these English classes and too many people were running the kids through it. He canceled the whole thing. He put 100,000 people out of work with a stroke of his pen. Then he closed Alibaba, which is their Amazon. He shut that down. He shut down, I think it's called 10 cent or 50 cent or some kind of cent, big company that sells stuff online. Shut that down. Shut everything down. And then he started with the new security, going into the American and British and Japanese companies at the drop of a hat and going through your computers and going through your things because you're all spies. You're all spies. They're just paranoid. So they have cameras taking facials of every single Chinese citizen. And I don't want to get into much more than that. This is all on the internet, and it's all, you know, I'm not telling you any secrets. But they lost 100,000 jobs with that English cancellation. So the Chinese are looking for some place to go. They all want to leave. The richest family in China left a few days ago with $300 billion, got on their private jet and flew to Canada with all their furniture, all their furnishings in their plane. They left. And the rats are leaving the ship, and I don't think it's going to get better. So anyway, that's all I have to say today. Think about it. If you're thinking about coming to Thailand, get on the fast train. Get on over here, because I predict that there's going to be, this next 4 years in America especially, there's going to be an avalanche of people coming here. And the Thai government is, you know, they're pretty acquiescent to it right now. There's 85,000 full-time foreign expats living here, which isn't a lot. There's like 65 million people living in Thailand, Thais. So it'll be a while, but you know, when it happens, when they will bring the curtain down, and it will happen. So get on your fast horse and get on over here. This is Honest Jim. Until my next video, bye.